It's something that we're conscious of as a charity with a history of affordable accommodation. How can we come up with a new build, a new model that we can get a return or at least a break even on a rental model for villages? Very conscious of particularly older single women that may not have a house, may not have substantial superannuation or substantial assets. What can we do for them? Because we see that as a potential growing need. And it's something that we're researching, we're starting to look at as a next project, is how can we come up with a build to rent product that we can rent affordably, but at least as a charity break even, not run at a loss.
Very much totally agree with that, because we've identified that as well. I bought a business back in 2016 and it's fully rental. And I can say to you right now, if I had 3 similar villages, they would be full. The waiting list is significant. There's a vulnerability about women, as you say, in the market, over 55s definitely. And we see that all the time, even in an affluent area of the northern beaches of Sydney. There's a large demand, and I'd like to be part of that particular platform. There's a return that you can certainly make. Our business has been profitable, and it is affordable rent. It has been profitable since I took over that business, and it's definitely something that is a good news story as well. It's a good field service. It doesn't have to be overwhelmingly profitable, but that's where diversification comes in. And I think there's a lot of goodwill, I think, across Australia for more and more of that model.
I don't think it needs to operate outside the Retirement Villages Act. I think that there's opportunity there. We can operate within that. It's a matter of trying to come up with that right model. There's going to be a bit of testing. We are also looking at whether that may involve some sort of co-living model where you've got a household sharing. There's from my experience, there's a great benefit in community living. And that's one of the big advantages, and I think probably unrecognised advantages of retirement village living, is being part of a community. So it helps with those key aspects of that people face when they're aging, the loneliness, the boredom, and I guess uselessness. How can I find a way to be useful? But if I can help my neighbour out, if they come home from hospital and I can do some shopping for them, or I can go to the pharmacy for them, that makes, not only is it a benefit to the person receiving the help, it's a benefit for the person giving. And that creates that community. When it's working really well, you have that vibrant, organic community, which is the opposite to institutional care, which feels like home, which feels like community, which feels like real life. And I think that's what people are craving.
We've always seen opportunistic property developers having a look sideways at retirement and thinking on the face of it, that looks great. I think I'll sell this ILU for the same price as a strata unit, and then I'll put this DMF on the way through. Those projects, it's not very common that they get funded by the Big Four. When they are, it's typically because you've got experienced operators from the sector who understand retirement and the customers that they're serving, and they understand that it's a long-term operating business. It's not just a property sidearm for someone. And then when you bring those experienced management teams across, then we'll look at it. But I'd say a lot of those projects don't get up off the ground unless it's existing retirement village operators maybe setting up a venture together by themselves. Because I think there just has to be that understanding. It's not just a real estate development where you get bonus money at the end of 8-10 years. It's a service at the end of the day. It's an operating business.